Good morning, afternoon for some of you. Welcome to an overview of the Hamilton Award and the Hamilton Empowerment Program. We are so excited that you could join us today and look forward to sharing more with you about our program. We have a few objectives for today's session. The first is just to provide you with a brief overview of the Empowerment Program. What we do at Hamilton Scholars is very comprehensive, and it can be hard to distill it for a promotional flyer or email blast. So we are glad to have this opportunity to discuss it in more detail. Then we are thrilled to highlight two scholars who will be sharing some of their experiences as Hamilton Scholars. The best way to learn about the program is from those who have participated in it, so we really appreciate the time they have given us today. Last, we will have a chance at the end of the session for a brief Q&A to discuss any questions you still have. For the next 20 minutes or so, we will go over AHS's vision and mission, discuss the award itself, explain what receiving the award means, and go over important program elements such as our pillars of success, Leader Weeks, and program goals. We will close out with a conversation with our scholars and end with answering some of your questions. Today's session will be facilitated by me, Cassandra Badley, the program director here at Hamilton Scholars. I'm a Black female, I have my hair in a bun, and I have this wonderful Hamilton blue polo on and a black sweater. We will also be joined by Yenny Artiega, our communications and volunteer manager, Michaela Lane, one of our fantastic program mentors and consultants. We are also so happy to be joined by Gracie Cosman, a scholar from our most recent cohort. Gracie won the Hamilton Award last year and is a senior in high school right now. We will also hear from Cynthia Roig, who received the 2022 Hamilton Award and is in her freshman year at Brown University. Can you each please introduce yourself and provide a verbal description, please?
I can go first. So, hi everyone. So, my name is Cynthia Roig. I'm a first-gen Cuban American. I have curly hair, and I'm wearing a black shirt. So, yeah, happy to be here.
Thank you, Cynthia. Gracie, can you please do yours now?
Hi guys, my name is Gracie Cosman. I am a white female with red hair and I am wearing a blue shirt.
Thank you, Yenny, and then Michaela.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Yanni. I'm the marketing volunteer manager here at Alexander Hamilton Scholars. I have brownish, reddish hair, I would say, really bad dye right now, and a blue shirt. But very happy to be here. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Michaela. I am a program consultant here at Hamilton. I'm a mixed female with dark brown hair that is braided to the side today, and I also have a blue shirt on.
Great, thank you, team. Good to see you all. Now, for all of you, you can choose to view or hide the captions by clicking on the Show Captions button in your Zoom toolbar. A recording of this webinar will be available and provided on our counselor landing page later this week. Thanks again to Gracie and Cynthia for being here as part of today's session. We're always excited to see you and have you with us. We will check back with them in a few minutes. Now I want to take some time to tell you about the mission and vision of AHS. Our mission is what we do: empower high-achieving, underserved young leaders to thrive in college and beyond. Our vision is the impact we strive to have, to one day have a community of ethical leaders who break barriers to build an equitable society. In short, the Alexander Hamilton Award is not just about scholars traveling with us to Leader Weeks, though that's fun, and participating in the AHS model of youth development, but rather it's about giving these scholars the necessary tools to succeed so they in turn can pass these same tools on to their communities and be agents of positive change in the world. We strive to provide resources to underrepresented, underserved students across the nation. Here you can see the demographics of one of our recent cohorts. These scholars represent each region of the country, with several coming from suburban communities and a wide array of backgrounds and cultures. 71% of this cohort were first-generation students, and the median household income for our scholars is a little over half the national average. You can learn more about our scholars on our website, where you can also read their inspiring biographies and see their adorable pictures. 20 to 30 students from across the nation are selected annually as winners of the Hamilton Award and join a cohort of their peers as Hamilton Scholars. Through the course of the 5-year program, scholars receive mentorship, practical guidance, and a comprehensive network of support, much like Hamilton did. Once these students are chosen, they are enrolled in the 5-year empowerment program, receive a $500 cash award at the beginning and the end of the program, are invited at no cost to attend annual leadership conferences in varying cities across the country, receive optional ACT and SAT test preparation sessions, receive college application as well as scholarship and financial aid guidance, individual and group support, and professional mentorship matches and networking opportunities. In addition, all winners will have access to the AHS internship programs and will join a distinguished cohort of peers from across the country. The unique scholar community extends back through 15 years of cohorts. I'm sorry, I keep getting these dings on my computer. I apologize. We're busy over here. Extends back through 15 years of cohorts and supports one another as they take steps together toward achieving a college education and a meaningful career, eventually becoming leaders who change their own communities, our nation, and our world through their service, innovation, and excellence. The program consists of individual support through phone calls, video conferencing, correspondence with AHS staff members, and guidance from peer scholar mentors. Group support and learning is offered through conference calls and leader weeks. All curriculum is designed around our 5 pillars of success: transition, heritage, empowerment, financial literacy, and leadership. Let's now take a closer look at each of those pillars. When a student graduates from the 5-year empowerment program, we define success as them reaching the following benchmarks in each pillar. In transition, successfully transitioning from high school to college and college to whatever might come next for our scholars. Heritage, having an increased knowledge of how the true history of the United States connects both with the scholar's individual journey and the collective national experience. The student has shown increased civic engagement and participation in their local communities. Empowerment. The student has established and fulfilled goals in each of the 7 areas we focus on in their personal development plans. Those include financial, career, educational, public service, family and friends, personal, and spiritual. The student's goals are also in line with their values and guiding principles. Financial literacy. The student graduates college with manageable debt and a solid understanding of personal budgeting, saving money, and investing in their future financial health. Finally, leadership. Inspired by Alexander Hamilton's legacy of leadership through service, the student prioritizes and values their responsibility to use their talents and skills to affect positive change in their communities, the nation, and the world, and have an overall understanding of the importance of social impact and legacy. These pillars are ingrained in everything we do at Hamilton, from our conference calls to our assignments to our annual in-person conferences. 3 years of our program also include all expenses paid leadership conferences hosted in various cities across the country. Locations for these conferences are subject to change every year. When a scholar enters our program, they connect with us in the summer before their senior year of high school to learn about college readiness. We talk with college and financial aid counselors about writing an essay, filling out the FAFSA, SAT and ACT prep, and how to make a college list. The summer between high school graduation and their first year of college, the scholars come this next year to Seattle, our founding city, to discuss the college transition process. We focus on the social emotional aspects of the transition so they can know what to expect for college. During the fall of their sophomore year, our scholars join us in Dallas, Texas, to begin thinking about what might come next, whether it be graduate school, a gap year to engage in service, or transitioning into a career with their degree. The next 2 years of the program is then dedicated to providing support during the transition process. We will hear more about Leader Weeks from Gracie and Cynthia in a moment, but each is specifically designed for key transition points in the scholar's life. These conferences seek to provide the opportunity for the scholar community to come together, learn, grow, support one another, and just have a great time together. Now we can get to the best part of these sessions, hearing from our scholars themselves. And as you can see, we have Cynthia with us and we have Gracie. Gracie, hi there, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I have some questions for you if you are good with that. Feel free to speak freely, and we're excited to hear what you might have to say on this. So, Gracie, you won the Hamilton Award last year, and you joined your cohort at New York Leader Week in July. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience? How was it connecting with your fellow Hammies, the AHS staff, and what did you learn?
It was honestly a really exciting experience. It really didn't feel real when I got accepted and got that phone call saying, "Oh, you've been accepted to Hamilton Scholars." It definitely wasn't real until I landed in New York City. It was overall just a really fun experience, and connecting with the cohort was so fun, and it was just a family experience with the whole thing. It's something I definitely recommend going to do. I learned tons of information, things I didn't even know that was a part of the college process. And just overall, it was a fun experience.
Thank you, Gracie. And I see that, oh, there you are. Okay, sorry, our video feed was having a little difficulty, but we heard you just fine. So thank you for that. And we'll be back to you in a minute, Gracie. Now we have a question for Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia.
Oh, sorry. Hi.
That's okay. Hi. Hi. So good to see you today. Thanks for joining us from Brown. Um, our question for you, our first one is, how has AHS helped you through the college application and the financial aid process?
Right. Okay. Um, so Alexander Hamilton Scholar Program. So as a first gen, which is kind of the demographic of most applications, my parents, not only are they immigrants, but never even but majority of my family didn't even get the chance to graduate high school. So when it came to even tackling the application process or FAFSA, it was so easy to get wrapped up and feel kind of shame to like even ask for help when it comes to like teachers, or like when you're in a community where you're surrounded with people that have just a sense of what to do. Like I remember like one of my prime like memories of senior year is going over my friend's house, which she's in a different tax bracket than me, and like her entire family was just working together on the college applications and talking about like networking, like, oh, let's add this job for you, and like I can put this for your company. And it was just so easy to be like, wow, like I don't necessarily have that family support, in the sense of just like, my family supports me in the ways that they can. So the Hamilton program has been, I really do believe it's one of the main reasons where I'm at right now. So I'm a Questbridge scholar and a Dell scholar. And even when it comes to like application or talking through my resources, like Cassandra, Yenny, like all these people were like on phone call with me trying to figure out my financial aid, and all that kind of sort of stuff. And I really feel like without that kind of support, like I don't really necessarily know where I would be, because until my junior year, I just assumed that my only chance would be the local university, which still would have been a great option, but I didn't even think to dream bigger than that until I got accepted to Alexander Hamilton. I think once I got that program, everything kind of opened up for me, even when it comes to like just talking to the college admission officers and like realizing that my struggle, my story meant something, and that colleges and these scholarship programs want to help students like me. I think it's very easy, like when you're in an unrepresented demographic, to think that it's better if you just don't even apply so you don't go that rejection. And I think Alexander Hamilton completely like changed my perspective on that and just taking a chance on myself. I hope they answered the question.
It did, and as you can see, this our scholars are amazing, and I will say that watching Cynthia grow through her journey, and now that she's at Brown and crushing it, and she's one of our ambassadors. I just want to reflect on a moment that you would have done obviously amazing things because you're a fantastic human being, but we were so glad that we got to be part of that journey and your cheer squad. So that's a lot of what Hamilton does. It just reminds you how incredible you are and really make sure that you're reaching your potential. So we're excited to watch that with you, Cynthia. And I love seeing you and I'm so excited for you. So thank you. You did a great job. Next, we have another question for Gracie. Gracie?
Yes.
Hi. Okay, so why would you tell other students to apply for the 2024 Hamilton Award? And do you have any tips as they work on their application?
So why would you apply for the 2024 Hamilton Award is because overall it's just an amazing program. When I first looked at the application, I was kind of overwhelmed. I was like, okay, this is a lot. They're picking, goodness, at the time in my cohort, it was 40 out of the nation. I believe it's 30 now. But it was just like, oh, they're not going to pick me. It's just like a fluke that I got picked. But something I highly recommend when you start doing the application is start now. It's honestly, it was very overwhelming. I probably did an hour to 2 hours a day for a couple weeks just getting it done and just powering through it. And honestly, I know this scholarship may not seem like, oh, you're not getting like $1,000 like right up front or whatnot, but there's so much more than just the money. Like honestly, when I first joined Linnell, one of our college, I like her like a college editor. She looks through all your college papers. She helps you with scholarships. She'll make phone calls for you for colleges, and she'll just like help you out for that. There's been so many times where I text her, I'm like, "Kate, can you just look at this essay really quick?" And then within 5 minutes, she like edited all my essays. And there's not just the college aspect; it's also they were college counselors and college admission counselors, so they're able to pinpoint and say, "Hey, you should accept this scholarship from this college," and then as you go through the program, every one of the staff is just there to support you. And let's say if you're having trouble finding a job, they'll help you find jobs or help get you to a direct output to a job. Or let's say you're looking for internships, they'll help you with internships. They also have money set aside for certain things as well if you need help with it. And you're just a 5 year empowerment program is just it's amazing. I get so excited every time like I get to do an assignment for them because they really make you feel like a family and they really have you do a lot of soul searching to see who you are and what you're meant to be and what your future may look like.
Thank you, Gracie. Gracie being one of our newer scholars, she's kind of just beginning this journey. And so we are so excited to see what happens with you. And as Gracie mentioned, I'm glad you said that, Gracie, about the application looking and feeling overwhelming. Um, that's a great kind of entry for me to say that, yes, it is a comprehensive application. And the reason it is because we have sometimes between 600 and 800 students apply for our scholarship program. And we really want to make sure that each person we choose is chosen for a holistic, all of these different reasons. We look at grades and community service and who you are as a human being and how you fit in our cohort. And I want to make sure you know, Gracie, there are no accidents here. You are where you are because you're just incredible. And so many judges looked at you and said, we would love that student in our program. So I'm so glad you took all that time and you made sure that you continued to fill it out and you didn't get discouraged. So I think that's the best advice is don't get discouraged. Just keep doing it and take the application piece by piece. And, reach out to other students or your counselors at school if you have questions. But Gracie, I'm glad you stayed dedicated and I'm so excited you're part of our journey here at Hamilton. Okay, Cynthia, I got another question for you.
Hey, ready?
Okay. What has it meant for you to be a Hamilton Scholar? And again, you are one of our ambassadors, which means Cynthia does some outreach for us as well, and is an online presence for us. But what has it meant for you to be a Hamilton Scholar, Cynthia?
Right. Um, so I think personally, when I reflect on my journey and my kind of relationship with the program, it has truly been more than just a college readiness program. Although I credit a lot of my success, or Alexander Hamilton has truly opened doors, because even I've had people look again at my resume or my application because I have it on my resume, even now as a college freshman, where like that's how I secured my summer internship program. But just beyond that, it has been such a rock for me mentally, especially like when, and hopefully we'll talk more about like the difference between like New York Leader Week and Seattle Leader Week, where Seattle Leader Week for me personally, which is the second trip that we had done, really solidified like my love and my commitment to the program. It is so easy to get wrapped up. For most people who are applying for this program are high achieving underrepresented students, and it is so difficult not to compare yourself or feel like you're either one, you have the whole world telling you if you're a person of color or low income that you are not deserving, which is, I think, is the worst rhetoric that's being pushed right now. And that's why I think programs like this are so essential to make sure that we know that our stories and our voices matter in these higher education places. But also, second, just as a human, it's hard not to feel like you're not doing enough and that you're not going to succeed, especially for most students where during senior year, it's like between applications and all these stuff. And, unfortunately, rejections are part of the ride. You're not going to get everything, but it doesn't mean you're not going to be as successful as humanly possible with the help and the guidance of Alexander Hamilton as a collective. But even just as family support. So even just recently, as a freshman at Brown, I visit my fellow Hammies all the time. Like I recently just went to DC to see another fellow Hammy. Then I went to Yale in the Harvard versus Yale game and, had some friendly competitive fire with my fellow cohort. I was very fortunate with my cohort. We really are a very tight-knit group where a lot of us genuinely enjoy each other's presence enough to like hang out, which I think Gracie touched on a very interesting point that for some reason the week that you share with your cohort feels both too short, but also that you know them for like years. So realistically, most of my cohort members, I've only spent really a couple days with them. But then I talk to them on FaceTime. I'm like, we're best friends. Like I know your entire life story. Like I just know everything about them. Like we're just, really tight like that. But yeah, like it's just truly been a backbone for who I am as a person. And just like those reflections, it is kind of like it is funny because you will have certain assignments and at first you're going to open and be like, oh my god, like I have to write about this, but then you're doing it, you're like, like wow, like I never thought of this or I never thought this. And it's so weird because most of my assignments that I worked on for Hamilton, I've ended up having to like, I'll kind of use them for like certain school assignments or like certain other like scholarship or internships, because like they'll ask more about your identity and what it means to like be a functioning human being. So everything does matter. It's not just busy work. But yeah, it's been just a great program. Like I'm just so glad that even though the application was very overwhelming, I'm very glad that I had done it.
I love that. I love so many things that you all say that it's just hearing you talk is like, oh yeah. One of the things I love about what you said just now was that we do the hammies, we call them hammies, they're hammies, ham fam. They do only spend, days a week, maybe once a year, hanging out with each other in person. But it is a very intense week and time together and the bonds that they create. We watch our alumni cohorts and they continue to be in touch for years and years and years. And so, yeah, it's only a few weeks and or a few days and you think it's not that big of a deal, but watching you all connect with each other and connect on campuses across the country, it's like, oh my gosh, that's one of our favorite things to see our Hammy meetups. And so those relationships, I think, are one of my favorite things about the program. So I'm glad that you talked about that. The other thing I love that you said was that, for a lot of students, and our Hammies are usually very focused, very driven young scholars. And so it is very easy to become overwhelmed really easily with the messaging that you're receiving from all different aspects. And so we really try to remind our scholars that one, you belong, you are an amazing human being, and we've got your back. And we are going to try and support you however we can, even if it's just a text to say, like, good luck on that test or whatever that is. And just remind them that no matter what message the world is giving them, that they are totally capable and their potential is huge. So that can be hard. That can be hard for our scholars, especially like she said, the no's that you may receive. When she talked about Cynthia was a QuestBridge scholar and has been part of some other programs. So I want to make sure I say that as well. We are a program that encourages our scholars to be part of other programs. We think it is really important that you have so much support as you transition to college and out of. So we are not exclusive. That means you are able to do other programs as well as ours. So I'm glad she mentioned that as well. Okay, now Cynthia and Gracie, any closing remarks? And at the end, there'll be a Q&A and people can ask you questions, but anything else you want to say as we wrap up this portion?
This is just a quick note. I don't know if because I know when I applied for this program, I had never done an application that had like an interview. And when I talk to certain students when it comes to school visits, that's kind of like what intimidates them the most. And they're like, I don't know how to talk, especially if you've never had to like apply for a job in that kind of sense. I just want to like clear up any like misconception with that. It's not a very formal, like, it's not meant to intimidate you. It's just at that point when you're a finalist, they just want to get more of you as a person. Because realistically, Hamilton, the entire point is that you're not just getting the benefits of being in this community, but they're building a cohort where you're one of your main support systems is gonna be from your cohort. Like they're trying to make a family of people that can bond, and you're so much more than just your academic ability. And I think when it comes to certain students, like they'll ask me questions and they're like, how can I look like the best, or how can I, and it's not about how many like presidential awards or national awards, like, and although that definitely helps, right? Because obviously, like, being a scholar is part of the name, that's part of, your role, but you are a person with dreams, ambitions, you are your struggle, like those are all so real and raw parts that's really what makes you an addition to the cohort. Because a lot of it is a lot of our conversations we'll have are just reflecting on our power, our privilege, and how we can use our identities and our privileges. Because when you become a part of this program, you gain a privilege that other people don't have. And I think Alexander Hamilton has such a great way to make sure that we don't victimize ourselves, but that we grab the privileges that we have and empower ourselves, because this is a choice that we make to, elevate ourselves. Like they really empower us in that way. So when you're working on your application, don't just put what you think will make you look the smartest, or when they ask you certain questions like, what's your favorite activity? Don't be like, study for the SAT. Like, we know that's not really what you want to do. Like, it's okay. Like, if you love reading, like, talk about your fantasy books, talk about your romance, if you love Colleen Hoover, like, just be as genuine as possible. Because, like, I have friends from Hamilton that they were very honest. They're like, I like to not do schoolwork. Like, I want to be with my family. And those are certain parts where, at first, like, it was risky, but when it comes to conversations, like, that family oriented element comes out, and it's like, wow, like, it's crazy because you don't realize how prestigious or how privileged it is to be a part of this program until you're talking to your fellow cohorts. And like, there's so many times where I'm talking to someone, I'm like, wow, like, I know exactly why you're chosen. Like, you're so deserving to be here. And so, yeah, so just don't be intimidated. Really, truly, I know it's so cliche, but really be yourself. Because like, Hamilton scholars as a cohort, we're goofy. It's not just all work. Like, we do have fun together. We have deep conversations. We also have very silly conversations. And obviously, like, hopefully our contact information is given out. If you have any questions, like, you can ask us, of like a former scholar, so you're not intimidated. But really just, be yourself, like, so don't worry too much about it. But that's pretty much all I got right now.
Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, we want you all, anyone who applies for this award, to be themselves. Um, We don't want 20 to 30 of the exact same human being. We want 20 to 30 unique individuals, and we have over 40 judges who are part of the judging process to make sure we are weeding out people who are actually trying to give us cookie cutter answers. We don't want that. We want you to be yourself. We want unique people. We want to make a cohort that's diverse and vibrant. So that's great advice. Thank you for that. Gracie, anything from you before we move on to the next slide?
Yes, so kind of adding on to what Cynthia said a little bit about the application, just be honest about it. Like like she was saying about like the ACT, SAT, like questions and answers. I was just kind of like the question was, what do you like to do like in your fun time? And I was like, I like to sleep. I honestly love having rest because I am so busy with my sport, my school, just having some time to rest. And similar to what Cassandra and Cynthia both said, just be yourself. Like when we're in New York Leader Week, there was times where we met college admission counselors, and there was like a game we played where we were the admission counselors. We got to reject or deject the student, and just there's a lot of fun in it, but there's also a lot of like inside lessons inside of the games and the talks we have. And there's also like tons of deep conversations similar to what Cynthia was like briefly touched about as well. Is you just get to know everyone, and don't be nervous about the application. It may seem like a lot, but honestly, it's so rewarding to be in this program. And I don't regret spending all those hours on the application either. It's just having everyone here. Like I have daily check-ins from nearly all these beautiful ladies on the panel right now, and just it's so amazing just be able to have a person to talk to all the time. And it's not just within that 1 week you're there, it's literally the whole year as well.
Thank you, Gracie. Yes, sleep is good. We actually encourage our students to take time for themselves, to take mental health breaks, to get sleep, because these are high achieving, driven young people. And so that is a, hey, I'm here for sleep too, Gracie. So thank you for mentioning that. Thank you, both of you, so much. You are a true credit to the AHS Empowerment Program. And we really appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend with us today because we know how busy you really are. We'll be back with you in a little bit for questions at the end. So if you've been listening and this program seems like it's a great fit for you or someone you know, we want to provide some more information about what type of students we are looking for. Gracie and Cynthia are two great examples, but a little bit more about that and who we're looking for is the Hamilton Award recognizes young people for their academic, personal, service, and extracurricular accomplishments. Winners are high achieving, service focused high school juniors with grit, perseverance, and demonstrated need. To be eligible, you must currently be a junior in high school. While we do look for students with a GPA of 3.0 or higher, there is space on the application to explain why a GPA might be lower than this, and we do look at the application holistically. We recognize that we have all been living in unprecedented times in the last few years, so we're flexible on this requirement. If selected, scholars must be ready to participate in all 5 years of the program to the best of their ability. And they have to be planning to attend college or complete a four-year college degree within the United States. Scholars must participate in the first Leader Week during this summer, July of 2024 in Seattle. Since we are looking for students with demonstrated need, we usually also require that the scholar's household adjusted gross income be less than $100,000. However, there is space on the application to explain if there are extenuating financial obligations that we will take into account. Finally, students must be high achieving, service focused, and possess grit and perseverance. If this sounds like you or someone you know and you are ready to apply, you can access the application through our website at hamiltonscholars.org/apply. This is where you can also find more information about eligibility, view biographies of our current Hammies, and find answers to commonly asked questions. If you are a parent or a high school counselor joining this call, you can learn more about how we prioritize safety, our curriculum and ideology, and more by visiting our website at hamiltonscholars.org/apply/4-parents or hamiltonscholars.org/counselor. If you have questions after this session ends, you can email us at program@hamiltonscholars.org, or give us a call at 206-460-0760. And as you can see on this last page or this last slide, there are some of our other Hammies that are out there representing us across the country. I just love seeing their faces. So if you have any questions, please, now is a time for you to ask of any of us staff or of our students, Gracie and Cynthia, as they will be here for a few minutes to go ahead and answer those for you. Michaela, what do you have for us?
All right, so questions are pouring in. There was already one that was answered by Cynthia in the chat. So Cynthia, I'm going to give you a chance to answer that verbally for anybody that might be watching here or on our live stream on Facebook. We've got a couple questions over there too. So this first question is from a potential applicant. What do I need to do to better prepare for this application process?
Yeah, thank you. So what I was basically answering back in the chat as quickly as I could type. With this type of application, if anyone has had the chance to look at it before attending this webinar, it is just very writing heavy. Even the way, like, you don't submit a resume, you type out what is important to you and why it's important to you. And the language you use to describe everything is what gives the best representation of your attributes and who you are as a person. So I think it's, instead of having the mindset of how can I best prepare, just start. Think about what makes you you. So one strategy which I carried on to college applications too is I sat down and what do I want these judges or reviewers to think of me when they see my name? What are things that are important to me? I'm audacious, I'm humorous, I'm fun, I'm this, and this. Like, you are more than just how well you can read or answer or memorize at school, right? So if you really just sit down and think about what makes you different, what makes you uniquely you, and then just start writing based off that. There is no wrong story. It's just how you tell the story. You know, how are you showing your passion? Are you just typing your activities? Like, I'm president for environmental club. It's like, you know, you have to remember that unfortunately we are humans. And we have human error, we have human preconceptions, we have innate biases. So if you're just writing, I'm president of this and this and this and this, it's like, yes, it's impressive. Like, good job for being in your community. But are you just doing it for a resume booster? Or are you showing, like, I'm president of this one club or I'm vice president of this one club, but you write about all the activities, what you pour your heart into. And that one position becomes so much more beautiful and a reflection of who you are and what you can bring in than someone who's president of 14,000 clubs, right? Not to say that you can't talk about your achievements, talk about them, but why? What makes that so special to who you are? And once again, we're not asking you to, like, have your life figured out. I went through multiple avenues until I found out that the kind of path I am in college, and even then I'm still constantly changing my major and my extracurriculars, but it's what is so passionately, or what are you so passionate about? How can you represent that? And I think the most intimidating thing about application is really just starting it. So if you really just set aside time to just jot down notes on what you want to talk about, it'll make the application a lot more personable and a lot more doable, you know? So just, I mean, that's my 2 cents from applications in general, but I hope that helps whoever asked the question.
I love that really quickly, because I think that what students forget that we remember is that you are just juniors in high school. And there are a lot of ways where we're going to be excited about helping you kind of tailor and firm up your ability to fill out an application and do an interview. That excites us to work with you on that. So we do not expect perfection. We get it that you are juniors in high school and you are still in the process of becoming. And so, yeah, we look at that and we really do read over every single application. And if you have areas where you don't feel good about, let us know. Tell us why. We want to hear that. And a lot of times it gives us, like, okay, that student right there, this is fantastic, and we want to help them work on this. So we recognize that. And like Cynthia said, just fill it out.
Thank you so much. Hopefully all of the potential applicants listening to this are ready to take down your contact info too, because you're giving great advice for this application. This next question we got in, Cassandra, this is probably best answered from you. So they say this is a great presentation. We work with immigrants who are freshly arrived into the United States and those who were born in the United States. When looking at the application, do you consider students' prior engagement from their home country, especially those who came to join 10th or 11th grade?
Yeah, I love this question because one of the very special things about this program that is not like many other programs around the country is we are we do not care what your citizenship status is. We don't care what your parents' citizenship status is. We work around some of those things that might be challenges for you or boundaries or barriers, and we try to help you get through those. So um, anything you do as a human being, regardless of what country it was in, we want to hear about it. I think that is a great thing that might set you apart, actually, is if you have just come from another country, your experiences, that makes you just super exciting as a person to meet and learn from. And as a cohort member, you might have some insight and some ideas and understanding about the world that our other scholars don't have. So it might be reason actually that we choose you. So we are citizenship friendly. It means DACA, whether you're asylum, whatever your status is, we are excited to have you apply and to see who you are as a human being. So bring all of that stuff with you, your family, your past, your home country, and embrace that. We want you to know that who you are and your heritage and your language, all those things make you a rich, incredible human being. We want you to bring that to any application actually that you do, especially the Hamilton program.
Awesome. Thank you, Cassandra. All right, this next one comes over from our social media. And I think this could be for any of you that are comfortable answering. This person asks, what makes Alexander Hamilton Scholars different from other scholarship programs?
I can answer that one for you guys. So, as a senior in high school, I have been doing lots of scholarships throughout the weeks and stuff just to be able to retain the money in order to pay for college. And something I have noticed out of the ones I've won, out of the ones I'm in semifinalists for, this one has really had like a personal connection to you. So once you apply, you get an email saying, oh, hey, you applied. And then if you move up in the interview process, you actually get more personal connection as well. And I feel like once you've been accepted into this program, it's not just, oh, here's your money and bye. Like, you don't have to like come to us again. It's more of like we've been talking about through this whole webinar is there's more personal connection, there's more personal check-ins. I feel like the program is more personalized for you, and it's not just a one and done or you have to reapply every year to get the empowerment. It's a 5-year empowerment program that helps you from a junior in high school all the way until your college years are done. And it just I feel like it's different, and it just is here to help you, here to support you in any way possible. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah,
Can I expand on that actually?
yes,
Because there is
please.
something that I feel like, to be completely honest, I feel like what truly makes this program so different from other programs is the actual cohort themselves. So obviously, okay, let me see how I word this. Obviously, Alexander Hamilton looks for academic successful, high achieving, and that is all true. But Alexander Hamilton, the kind of people you'll be surrounded with, we're not all Ivy League snobs, right? Compared to other programs where you are inherently competitive with your own cohort. I have been part of programs where people have made certain comments, where there's an innate elitism because, if anyone ever has like the time, or like there is a book called The Privileged Poor, where when it comes to the idea that you're in a certain rank or you're trying to get to a certain level, it comes to a point where as a minority, as underrepresented, as underprivileged, you have the tendency to try to be like, well, I'm different. I'm different. Like, you wish you were me. And it's a defense mechanism. Like, obviously people who are like that, they're not bad people. They just are in programs where they are told that they're special because you are not like the other minority, like you're that outlier, right? Alexander Hamilton does not do that, right? You are not special because you're different. You are special because of your background, your identity. Like you are not in any way, shape, or form taught to be shameful of your identity. And if anything, being in this program has made me so much more proud of my heritage, where I feel like even like I'm from Miami, Florida. So, you know, I'm 305 for life. But even then, it's so difficult where I've been in programs where I've had to straighten my hair, fix my accent, and I've never felt so comfortable being myself and still know that, you know, I'm still academically gifted, I'm smart, and I'm so deserving to be here. So I have people in my cohort where they wanted to go to community college, they want to go to university. Like it is, this program is so tailored to you, where we have from the entire spectrum. And within even our cohort, I have very close friends that for example, Christina, this is like all my cohort, so I'm super excited, but Christina went to UCF and she loves it. She wanted to stay in Florida because in Florida obviously we have, it's a lot more like less expensive, and Orlando is huge. She wanted to go to a big party school, like that's just who she is. And no one in the cohort, when we talked about it, shamed her. Like it was like, wow, like you're going to college. And I think just that level of privilege where we've realized what we bring to the table and what we wanted, where we've all accepted ourselves for like what we want in our own like unique goals. And I think that's just something that's so beautiful, where it's made me want to keep coming back compared to other programs where it's like, I'm not going to go somewhere if they're going to try to make me uncomfortable for being proud of my Hispanic heritage. Like I'm not going to be like scared because I'm loud. Like that's just who I am, and they're gonna have to accept it. And at least with Alexander Hamilton, like it's not just the staff, but all the way to the cohort, where everyone's just so proud and happy to be there, where they understand that success looks different from everyone. Because realistically, like you going to a top 20 school, like it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's about you, your goals, and what you're willing to showcase for your community. And it is another part. It's, this program really does connect back to how can you civically engage, or how can you spread this privilege and this honor to others? Because even I don't know if Gracie can back me up with this, but for my New York Leader Week, the last day was basically Cassandra and Yenny, just all of them yelling at us, being like, tell this to your friends, bring this to your school, here are these pamphlets, like help others, make videos. And I was like, girl, like I'm trying to worry about myself right now. And even then, like, you know, it's, you know, they have this, such an encouragement to don't gatekeep, like help others, because, you know, especially with this cohort, like if not everyone succeeds, like no one really succeeds. Like your success is not defined by the failures of others. And I think that's something very powerful that this cohort taught me, where even now that I go to Brown and I'm so grateful to be there, I carry that with me, where it's like I make sure I'm not surrounded by groups that try to make me feel shame for who I am, because my identity, my culture affirm my ability to be there. So I hope that helps, but just, you know, just be proud and just know that if you're not the perfect 4.0 student, you still have a seat at the table here. You know, you have so many other ways to show your passion, your charisma, your humor, that, you know, I think Hamilton really just focuses on trying to bring you to your potential however you see fit. So
That is a perfect lead in, Cynthia, to what I wanted to say, because I want to say really quickly, I think two of the things that sets us apart um, is that we, yes, I mean, your goal might be Yale, your goal might be the University of Chicago, your goal might be, I mean, all of our scholars have so many different goals, and our goal is to make sure that our students attend a university that is the best fit for them. And sometimes what our students think is the best fit for them is not actually the best fit for them. And we do have students at Ivy Leagues and all different universities, but it's really trying to figure out who our students are and what's going to be a good, safe environment for them and what their goals are. So one of the reasons that we've been asked over the years, why don't you make your program bigger? This is such a cool program. You should have 50, 100 students. That would be awesome. But we wouldn't know our students. We wouldn't have time to really figure out who they are and what the right fit for them might be. We wouldn't be able to reach out to a student and say, hey, I saw this scholarship and this fits who you are. Or, hey, I saw this program and this fits what you want to do or where you want to go. And so we really feel like The reason we keep our numbers smaller so that we can all know our scholars as much as possible and then tailor it to what their best fit might be. And again, I say that because in your head, you might think Yale is the best place for you. And we might tell you, hey, Yale might be great, but there's also this other path that we think might be great for you. So we want to introduce that to you. So I think those are a couple of things that make us super special and also fit with what Gracie and Cynthia said as well.
100%. All right, you three, we are coming up close to the end of time, and we have a couple more questions that I'd like to power through. So we'll see how many of these we can get answered. So these next couple are going to be for you, Cassandra, and then I have at least one more I'd like to throw back to you both, Cynthia and Gracie. But this next one, Cassandra, comes from a potential applicant. My parents are divorced and one parent does not contribute financially. Do I have to report their income on the application?
So one of the things we say in our program is it depends. So we really encourage you to give us, that picture of what your financial situation is. We want to know who you live with, and what those finances look like, but we also understand there might be other situations that are happening. One of the things that we love about our students is their diverse background, and that means diverse family situations. And so if you live with and Michaela can talk about this a little bit more too, but the parent that you live with, tell us about what's happening there, but we'd like to have the full kind of financial picture and also know like, hey, my parents are divorced and this person makes this money and this is their income. However, they're not contributing to my education or to my household. So in that area, like Cynthia said, and Gracie, just start the application and you will see that we're asking you those questions and we'll guide you through that process. And we always say in every part of the application, are there any extenuating circumstances? Like a student might say like, hey, my parents brought in all this money, but we actually send half of our income back home to our home country. We have family there we support. So it depends on who you are and what your situation is. And we want to know that whole picture. So tell us exactly that.
Yep, I completely agree. The only thing I would add to that too is not for this applicant specifically, but I know we've seen a lot of applications in the past or gotten emails with questions in the past about, I don't know information about my second parent. I feel like that's going to stop me from being able to fill out this full application. What do I do? And our answer is always give us what you know, and you are never going to be penalized because of your life situation. If there's not information that you can provide about a second parent, that is totally okay. You can leave those parts blank. We want to make sure that the application shows the true story of you and where you're coming from, so that we know exactly how much support you have. And there's lots of questions peppered throughout the entire application, not even with just finances, so that you can share that story in a lot of different places. So, and then Cassandra, the next question for you is also from a potential applicant. We have a lot of applicants on this counselor webinar. So hammy of you all. It says, I've never been on a plane before, and my parents are worried about me traveling to Seattle. Are leader weeks mandatory? Do I have to go? And what can I tell them to get them to let me go?
Great question. I too have a 17-year-old and I would be very nervous about just shipping her across the country with strangers. So a couple of things is that one, we are always here to answer parent questions as well. Two, we have the first leader week is required because a big part of our program, as Gracie and Cynthia said, is your cohort. And doing that all virtually is not the best way to really connect with people. And so we do require that first leader week be in person. After that, our scholars have many reasons why they may not be able to attend. They may have jobs or other responsibilities. And so we do offer all of the resources online in our LMS system called Schoology. But I think what happens is students try to come if they absolutely can because they see that that's a great time to really bond and really participate with the cohort. But that first year is required. We are happy to talk with any parents about any questions they might have. We are we are background checked. We have so many certifications in mental health and CPR, and we even have many of us have our wilderness certification. So we want to make sure that our students are as safe as possible. We also really track our students. So We usually travel in small groups with a staff member of no more than 4 to 5 students per staff member, as well as we have a very trusted travel agent who tracks our scholars from, I mean, Gracie and Cynthia know, like our Margie tracks our students from the minute they kind of leave the house to the minute they get to us and lets us know if their plane is delayed, if there are any issues. And then we pick our students up at the airport. I think both of our scholars can let you know that we love to be at the airport with signs like, hey, we're here. So we know every flight that our students are on. We know when they land. We try to meet them right at that time, rather baggage claim. And then we put them in a car with a staff member or a trusted driver right to the location, and we meet them at the location. So it's not like y'all are just walking all over the cities. We are, it's a very, and our Hemis don't always love it, but we're always like, we know where you are and what you're doing for the most part. As our Hemis get a little older, we give them a little bit more leniency for where they travel or what they're doing. But we definitely will make sure that to answer any of your parents' questions. And we've been doing this for so many years, and we take a lot of pride in being a safe program with individuals that have all been background checked. And so, yes, if they have more questions, they can ask us directly as well. Did I answer the question?
Sure did. Okay, I lied. I'm going to ask you one more because I think this is going to be a super quick answer from you, and then we will end with Cynthia and Gracie. So this question is coming from a counselor asking if they are allowed to write a letter of recommendation for more than one applicant. And I'm also going to throw in there, because I know that this is a question we get a lot, is the letter of recommendation required?
Great questions. The letter of recommendation is not required, though we will tell anybody who asks us that letters of recommendation are a great way to give a better holistic perspective of who you are. And so we encourage students to think about who those recommenders are and try to give, it doesn't always have to be an academic person. It can be somebody who just knows you really well. So we love those letters of reference and we read them. Yes, we actually have students who have had the same recommender, and we're not going to share information. We're not going to share what they wrote for one student versus the other. That's all very private. Everything's confidential, as well as like your citizenship status. All those things are held very confidentially in our organization. And yes, you're welcome to write a letter of recommendation for more than one student. And if you are, that means you're probably a pretty incredible counselor and they trust you.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, let's try to get through 2 more questions in the 2 minutes we have left. So for the sake of time, how about this first question I'll ask you, Gracie, and then Cynthia, I'll give you the next one. Sound good? All right. So Gracie, an applicant wants to know, how do you prioritize your Hamilton assignments with all of your other schoolwork?
That is a good question. So what I do is I'm kind of very like a planner type person. So as soon as I get like, hopefully when you get your Schoology account, you add your email into it. So you get these updates when like Consider posts an assignment or Michaela posts an assignment. And what I do is I look at the due date and then I try to get my priority homework first because that is priority. And then I try to get the Hamilton stuff done when I have my free time. Now, let's say if you're in a situation where that stuff's going to be late and you know it's going to be late, contact one of our staff members immediately so they know that, hey, it's going to be late. I have this huge assignment that's due. And for instance, my heritage pillar is due that night. As long as you let them know and you communicate, they're more than willing to work with you. But I would always say get your homework or scholarships due first because that is priority. Whereas you don't get, this is not like an official grade, but if you're going to like in a situation where you need to prioritize other things, just let them know and they're more than happy to work with you.
So thank you. All right, Cynthia, you ready to bring us home? All right, so this last question is, I think it's because you mentioned earlier being so close to your cohort. That's where I'm assuming this is coming from. How do you stay connected to your cohort members whenever you are not in Leader Week? And do any of your Hamilton friends live far away from you?
Okay, cool question. So for my own personal experience, my cohort is all over the country. So when it comes to even like, okay, you're gonna get close because the cool thing about Hamilton is they don't let you be like cliquey. you know, so like you never just have like one person. And I know from personal experience with they can back me up, where I clung on to one person my first leader week, and this person was not able to go the second week, so I had to like find friends, and I became friends with everyone. But when it comes to like keeping in touch, your leader week is so intense, where you are not just having shallow relationships where it's just like, how's the weather, or what's your name, or like it comes to a point where like you need to like how are your parents, how's your relationship with that, your culture, what does it mean to be a person of color in an all white area, how have you had to hide identities, how have you had to code switch, like you get into very deep relationships with your cohort members, where it comes to a point where later on, even if you're not texting every day, like I'll text my previous roommate and be like, oh, how are you and your mom? Like, I know you moved out by yourself. I know you're homesick. Like, how is it? Or when you follow each other on social media, like this is like kind of on topic, but like all of my like Hamilton cohort are all my private accounts. So like they constantly know what's going on in my life. And like they'll swipe up, they're like, Cynthia, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm in DC, like, what's to hang out? And like you get so comfortable where it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I talk to every single one every single day. Like I don't. It's also crazy. Everyone is connected. You might not think so, but everyone's connected. So I'm a Questbridge scholar, and I posted a picture of me doing something, and Ben, which is a person from my cohort, was like, oh my God, you know my best friend. And I'm like, what? So now every time that I'm with the best friend, like, and they're on FaceTime, like I say hi, I have a relationship, but like everyone's connected. Or even previously, like I have like my previous roommate, she's in California. So like with the time difference, we make it work. Like you have little relationships, or whenever I go visit, it's like Hamilton is also cool where you get so close to them and you get close to kind of living with them for that short week, where when I went to DC, like I stayed with my previous friends, you know, like I just booked a flight and I had a place to stay. And it's kind, we kind of have this like underlining understanding that like there's always a home if you have a Hamilton there. So yeah, but I'm gonna say just very quickly, this program's amazing. But as someone who has drastically changed from my first leader week to my second leader week, your program is as good as you make it. And I understand that I'm a very shy person, and I was very overwhelmed during junior, senior year. It's like a weird phase where I was so scared of not succeeding and disappointing my parents, or, you know, there's so much down to it where I was very closed off, and I only allowed one person in that like I chose as my one friend. And my second leader week, like I was a lot more open and a lot more secure, because like, you know, like I had like that weight of like college had got off my shoulder, right? So if you are a person, this is the time for you to get out of your shell a little bit. And you don't have to be the most extroverted person in the world, but just know that these people are not here to judge you, and they just want to love and know you. And you know, if you want these connections, you have to put yourself open for these connections, because from one year to another, like I could not do what I do now a year ago when I was very closed off, you know. So it really is about what you make of it. And once you're a hammy, you're always a hammy. So just you have to accept it and learn to love it, and then it's magical and beautiful and super great. So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I love when both of you get a chance to share your authenticity, and I hope everybody else heard all of the authenticity in your words of this is exactly what it is. This is our experience. And we love your experience. We love that we get to share that with you. So thank you both for being here tonight. If we didn't get to your question, I am so sorry, but I still have the screen up. You are welcome to email us at any time, program@hamiltonscholars.org. We can still answer them individually. We can also get you connected with these two hammies if you have any questions specifically for them that they did not get to. Before we wrap up, Cassandra, I will pass it off to you to wrap us up.
Thank you, Michaela. And Michaela is with us as one of our former employees, and we just couldn't get rid of her, so we kept her as a consultant because, like Cynthia just said, once a Ham fan member, always we will find you. We just love you and want to make sure that you feel supported. So Michaela tries to get away. We just keep pulling her back. So thank you, Michaela, for being here. And I just want to thank all of you for spending some time with us. And we really do love questions. We want you to reach out to us. That program email, I look at that regularly, and we'll be looking at those questions. And Yenny's here as well. Yenny hasn't spoken much, but Yenny is on our Instagram, and she handles our info sites and anything that you might ask on our website. She is answering those questions, and or on Instagram, Hammies might answer them. We really don't control what they say or do. We want them to just be authentic. So reach out to them. And we just thank you for being here. We hope you will remember that even if you don't think you might qualify, we encourage you to apply because you never know where you're meant to be. So have a great rest of your day. We appreciate you, Cynthia and Gracie. Thank you for making time for us. We love you. Bye, everyone.